Bitcoin's 3 hours into the Monday session. It's up about 1.42% right now here. Again, just under 1.5%. A bit ago, it was up about 2%. Again, flirting with the trend line. Got to be watching. Play out two different ways. I think the low's going to hold at Bitcoin's average price. Either we pull back here, build momentum, and then push on up through this area. Right now we're flirting with the green line, the 50-period moving average. Do you see this? We hit it there on Saturday. We hit it, and then we turned down off of it on Sunday. We still holding above the 20-period, the blue line, and now we're rallying at just under 1.5%. We're getting back above that 50. Either we're going to plow on through here and break out and go above the 200-period and try to go up here to this resistance area. Now, this is a double bottom confirmation line right here. It's also the resistance right here from the January high. Here, we turned off of it, tried to get above it again right here, and we turned off of it. And now if we come up there, that's the confirmation line. So if we come up here, we take out the 200, we go above it, we got to be able to clear this area, move back into the previous trading range before we broke the January low back over here. So again, I should say broke the January low. This is the January low. We broke it over here. So we got to get back above that area to see these divergences play out. Now, a couple of things. You got to clear the trend line, the downward trend line, and we could see this be attempted during the Monday session here. We could attempt to break out on Monday, the session that we're already in right now here with Bitcoin Sunday evening. We pull back, then I'll expect to break out in a few days. If we stall here, if we just try to do it, then we can get a breakout, come up into this resistance area, probably the 100-period moving average, maybe even overthrow it. You got more of the resistance zone from these previous highs right there, just above the 100-period. But if we get above this area and we get a strong push, maybe even higher, we then can back test the breakout of the trend line. You can back test it like that. And again, I believe this is what minor wave 1 we're in right now. Okay, and if we pull back, I think it's going to be minor wave 2. We still may pull back and still be under construction here with the minor wave 1. But I believe that Bitcoin has bottomed over here at the low, dropping 32%. I believe that we bottomed here at horizontal support. I talked about this in great length and detail in my video. And I believe that Bitcoin likely started intermediate wave 5, completing intermediate wave 4 here. And I believe that we're forming our first minor wave of that. And these smaller microwaves that are developing here. Again, the 50 cross the 200, that often marks bottoms with Bitcoin. It did the last time around. And we got the death cross, Bitcoin had already bottomed. And then previously, again, the death cross marked a bottom before, just after. That's usually the way it happens with these major corrections. The possibility is that we're entering a bearish phase. You get a bigger sell-off. More likely that if the death cross takes us below the 74,000 area and we drop below Bitcoin's average price right here and stay below it, that's going to be extremely bearish. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Bitcoin has bottomed myself. If you've watched my videos, the last few videos, I share with you all the bottoming signals over here, getting more and more of them. We're seeing momentum begin to shift back to bullish, as I talked about. And next, now we're going to see, when we break out of this trend line, we're going to begin to see all the trend signals begin to turn back to bullish. We have to be able to get above the 100-period moving average. Bitcoin follows the 100-period moving average. And again, when you're below it, we drop below it, we back tested it, and we've been below it, bad things are happening on Bitcoin. But when you bottom out and you see momentum turn back up, a trend signal start to turn back to bullish, and you get above it, then the good things happen on Bitcoin. Bitcoin follows the 100-period moving average in the daily time frame. I'll be watching. Can we get a breakout here, or do we stall at the 50-period in the trend line and we pull back and then we build momentum to do it? But I think it's going to happen. The resistance levels up here, again, these different resistances. This is the 100,000 area right here, this resistance. And again, then we've got to go up and challenge the 109,000 area and the lower high that's set up, eventually getting above these areas Take some work. It's going to take some time, but I think it's going to happen. And again, people very, very negative. I had somebody say to me today, no possible way we're going to see Trump make deals, tariffs. And again, China's not going to come to the negotiating table. I mean, just drinking the Kool-Aid that the media is continuing to tell us. Oh, there's no way out. And again, the markets don't like uncertainty. And we're going to start getting, we're going to start getting, there it is, more and more certainty surrounding the tariffs, and it's going to go away. It was 75 countries now negotiating with the White House. Now it's 130, I believe the figure was. I saw over the weekend here. See deals hammered out. You're going to see deals reached. Trump launched the tariffs and then he paused them the same day. In China, didn't get tariffs paused. They're going to come to the negotiating table kicking and screaming. And I see all the media telling us, oh, they can weather the storm and they can not come to the negotiating table. And, I mean, the media is telling us it's over and that nothing's going to get resolved. That's what they always say. And then you got these Kool-Aid drinkers that are, more than happy to drink in the nonsense. Again, you gotta check your brain at the door to believe what the media is telling us. There's gonna be deals. There's now. Oh, gee, what are we having? 130 countries come to the negotiating table. We were told that wasn't going to happen, but yet it is. China's got a choice. They can go into a depression, or they can come to the negotiating table kicking and screaming. They're going to come to the negotiating table kicking and screaming. People are out of touch with reality because, again, got their own economic problems over there right now. By the way, they have tariffs over there and they have deflation. It's not just the tariffs. I mean, they've got a lot of predatory trade practices and they steal intellectual property. They do a lot of really bad things and bad things for their own people with the way they treat labor workers. They don't have any rights. Hopefully some of that stuff will get resolved. So we'll be watching this trend line right here. And eventually, again, if China does decide to come to the negotiating table, what do you think is going to happen to the markets? Bitcoin and the stock market, they're going to soar. You're likely going to see this happen in the next week or two. I had somebody tell me every day I was talking about how the markets are bottoming. And the very day somebody was on social media talking about how the bottoming process and we're going to see this stuff resolved and we're going to see negotiations happen. And we're going to, I've been talking about Trump pausing things just like he did with Canada, Mexico, and he did the same thing here. And you got these people saying, no, drinking the Kool-Aid that the media is telling us. Nonsense that they said back in 2018. They were wrong then. They're going to be wrong now. Trade deals are going to be hammered out. Somebody told me the day that Trump paused it, no possible way that they, going to go into the midterms. And the very day, a couple hours later, Trump pauses the tariffs. Some people are just oblivious to what's going on. We're going to get a breakout. You've got a bull flag here at key support. We're bouncing off Bitcoin's average price. We're bouncing off the 50-week moving average. Again, the downward trend line, this trend line right here, horizontal resistance right here, we've got to be able to clear that. That's our double bottom confirmation line. We get a breakout in the back test, or do we pull back and then get the breakout? We'll see what happens. Please support the channel with the link directly below. That allows me to be able to provide you this information. If you like the charts, you like the indicators, let me know that by supporting the channel today. If you could take a moment to do that, I would really appreciate it. I don't have sponsors. I turned all those offers down. I don't want to send you to an exchange that wants to get you all leveraged up to wipe you out, and that's what they do. Just ask that you partner with me. Support the channel. Most YouTube channels make their money for the channels by sponsors. I choose not to do that. So I just have a direct relationship with you so that you do what you can. Follow the link below to take you to a secured site. You can donate any amount you want or make it a recurring donation. If you do that, I thank you. Watch the video all the way through and you'll see amazing signals. We're getting more and more bullish signals. Hammered this week. We're in the weekly time frame. More about this later. I want you to look at my guiding light indicator. Create so many indicators, I name them so I can keep them all straight. We're currently getting a bullish signal. Now it's not completed yet. The ribbon's got to turn back to yellow. Hasn't done that yet, but we're clearing the ribbon and we're seeing green bars. And again, a bullish signal's happening, a bottoming signal. When we had that happen the last time around, we had it right here. And it got reaffirmed right here. And guess what happened? We had this right here. Okay? And again, what I think you're going to see happen with Bitcoin, I think you're going to get this run up to new all-time highs, but then I think we're going to have a top. I think you're going to get an explosive move higher. Bitcoin's likely going to go above 150,000. Go to 160, 170, depending on how long it takes to reach my trend line. So last time we had this happen, and you had an explosive move higher. Now, you can get this going sideways, and this signal could get canceled out if we go sideways. I do think this low is going to hold, but again, if we get a breakout in a back test, you can have wave 1 and 2 in your 5 minor waves higher for intermediate wave 5. This gives me confidence right here that I'm going to be proven correct that Bitcoin is going to get an explosive move higher. I think Bitcoin's going to get a melt up. And I think we're going to break this downward trend line. And then I think we're going to eventually get above 100,000 again and ultimately challenge 109,000 and end up taking it out. Now, we lost this area. Bars turned red. Okay, tried to get back above it, went to a new high. It failed right there. Couldn't do it. Bars remained red. Bars remained red all the way. Peak of stinking boo down. And again, eventually the ribbon turned red. Held below it. Now, oh, peak of stinking boo. Look at this. You've got a bullish signal from Friday's price action getting above the ribbon. We went up to the trend line, and now we're flipping the background to green. Tried to do it over here, tried to do it, but it failed. Do you see the signals, the bearish signals? It was reaffirmed, the bearish signals, and we went and made a new low. Do you see this? Okay, here we broke this area, we came back up, we tried to do it, it failed. Couldn't even get back above the ribbon only on an intraday basis. You couldn't even close there. Here we closed on the ribbon, and we reaffirmed the bearish signal. Now we're getting this bullish signal. Now the ribbon's got to turn. It's the guiding light. Got to turn back to yellow. Get it? Yellow, a light. But this gives me great confidence because I have good indicators. Proven to be correct 97.1% of the time. Now this tells me we're either going sideways or we're now going up, one or the other. If we go sideways, again, you might get a higher low immediately, but you might try to break out and then get the back test. So we'll be watching. Again, the background's turning green. The bars are turning green. You've got the little green arrow here telling us we either have a bottom or we're going sideways. That's what it's telling us. But absolutely incredible. Catching the whole decline. Look at this. Catching the whole decline. Not buying into the rally to the new highs at the January high. Now it appears that things have changed. I heard David Lee Roth say that in a concert one time. Now it appears that things have changed. And again, you're getting green. So again, we're either going sideways or we're now going up. You break the downward trend line and you break the overhead horizontal resistance, this double bottom confirmation line, then the odds greatly favor you're going up rather than sideways. We still may pull back, still possible, but I'm just telling you, I'm seeing more and more bullish signals every single day. Now, these attempts failed. Right back to the red background there. Flip it. This one's not. It's getting green. Over here, it was warning when we got this reversal bar up here of a change in trend. It was correct. Couldn't change back to bullish here. So absolutely incredible. But we've had this bearish trend the entire time since the December top, and now it's changing. That gives me great confidence that we're likely going to see a breakout here. We could see it in the next day or two. We could see it for the Monday session here. Still risk of a pullback, but even if we do, I think the odds greatly favor that we're going to see a breakout very, very soon. Live it, love it, learn it. Right on, right on, right on. Again, as I'm making the video, Bitcoin's been up 2%. Now it's up about 1%. We're going to be watching. Do we get a pullback here at the trend line, or do we try to clear it talking about that in this video, but I just want to continue to point out we've got the bullish divergences right here. The RSI is now above 50. Okay, it got above 50. We've had the multiple point bullish divergence set up. The negative divergence gave us the sell-off. The multiple point bullish divergence is likely going to give us this reversal back up once we break this downward trend line and get back above the 200 period moving average. We may pull back. Last time, back at 49,000, we bottomed out just before the death cross. We rallied back up to the 50 and we kind of stalled for eventually getting back above the 200 period. You may see that happen this time as well. We'll be watching to see how it unfolds. You have the same bullish divergence right here on the MACD. The MACD is gotten this bullish divergence. Again, got to see a solid push in positive territory here. And again, Bitcoin could go much higher. If I just mark the negative divergences right here, again, it was these negative divergences on the RSI down here on the MACD that gave us a sell-off. It's the bullish divergences that are likely going to give us the next big rally. The 4-hour, I've been sharing with you, I've been seeing a lot of bullish signals at these different bottoms that have formed here. We got a signal here. It was premature right here, though. Got more signals here, and then it got more signals now here at this low right here. These signals over here, they marked the top. The signal over here formed just before the top in December. So again, now we're seeing momentum begin to shift right here. So again, bars turning back to green. Seeing momentum signals turn. We've seen bottoming signals form on Bitcoin, then momentum signals turn. Now we're seeing trend line tested. If you clear it, you're going to start seeing all the trend signals begin to turn back to bullish for Bitcoin. Before we ever had this rally back up to the trend line, I warned you here, back the day on the bottom. Again, I warned you that we're getting more bottoming signals. And again, signals have done a very good job of marking the turns. Now we're seeing the momentum shift right here. We're getting the green bars. The line is turning back to green. We still have more work to be done. Background's turning back to green. So again, work to be done, but we've seen the momentum shift. Now we got to see that spill over into trend signals. But we've got a green cloud, a little hard to see there. We got a green cloud going on. We've got the green line there with the circles. I warned you about these bottoming signals, and now we're seeing momentum flip. Again, here we had back-to-back bullish signals, got a little miniature double bottom here. Intraday charts, again, bullish signals at these lows, bearish signals at these highs in December, January high. Now we're seeing momentum flip. You break the trend line, you're going to see all kinds of trend signals begin to turn back to bullish. We pull back first, you build momentum to do it. But again, these lows are likely marking a bottom. I keep saying it. You take out 74,000. We hit 74,000 here. You take out 74,000. You can go down to the 2022 trend line right around 71,000, but you better not stay below 74,000 because that's extremely bearish. You bounce here, that's extremely bullish. I think we're building momentum to break out, but all kinds of bottoming signals that I've already shown you back here at Bitcoin's average price, back at the 50-week moving average, down at the lows. Talking about how the buyers have been coming back in these lows over here, just under the 200, just above Bitcoin's average price. Same thing over here. And then now here, we came down just a little bit lower. What happened? Buyers come back in. There's more rumors over the weekend that Michael Saylor is going to be buying come Monday, making a big purchase. I'm getting more and more bullish signals here. Now, this signal will not be final until Monday's close. So keep that in mind. But I am getting the bullish signal. I've got a bullish buy signal, and here the trend is trying to flip. Try to turn things back to bullish here. We went down, we got another low, so we have a potential double bottom. Back and forth signals really show sideways move. This really looks like the trend. And again, then we kind of have gone sideways here, forming a potential double bottom pattern. Now signals are trying to turn back to bullish. We'll see if we can break out or not. And if we do, then a lot of signals are going to start turning back to bullish. But we're trying right here, right now. And we've been, as I've been showing you, got a bunch of bullish signals over this last week. Right here, again, we're at this trend line. We're up. a little bit, but moving off the lows. Do we pull back first or not? And again, if we break this level, you're going to see all kinds of signals turn bullish. If we pull back a little bit, we're going to build momentum, and then we'll likely do it with the higher low. Can do it immediately, so keep that in mind. It may happen Monday or Tuesday, but if we pull back, then we might need to build some momentum before doing it. And again, you'll see everything flip back to bullish here if we clear that trend line. The line turn back to green, the cloud turn back to green, and you'll get all kinds of bullish signals. Again, I told you we had a lot of bottoming signals, and we got one right here again with that rally, reversal rally there. Now we're flipping bars to green, and we're getting a bullish signal. The cloud's slipping back to green. Got to get the oscillator back in positive territory, but again, some amazing signals. Now, again, just calling momentum turns in momentum, but what absolutely incredible signals. And again, I've got all these bottoming signals. Looks like now they've flipped the momentum. To see trend signals really begin to turn. Here the cloud is turning back to green here as we test the trend lines. We've got to be able to clear that if we're going to see the momentum continue. We started the Monday session off and we rallied up about 2%. Now we're pulling back a little bit off the trend line. We're up about 1% right now. But again, here we're seeing the momentum start to shift here, but the bars got to turn. They got to be in agreement. So if we break out, that's likely going to flip the bars back to green. Absolutely incredible signals. This is my maestro. Trending moves happen when the line and the bar colors are in agreement. If we can break out, we need to see everything flip back to green. Line's already turning blue here, so again, we'll see if we can build upon that momentum. But I programmed this to the trending moves, and it does an outstanding job. Most of the indicators you see in my videos, I've created myself, and I've designed them to do different things. I'm trying to look at the trending moves. Now here my trend navigator. Again, we came down, moved to a new low, but it didn't flip. It didn't cancel out the bullish signal that took place with this rally right here. We pulled back, things turned red, momentum turned bearish, but it was saying, hey, we're likely in a bottoming process. Now we get the bullish signals here. Again, more bullish signals with the rebound back up. Cloud remained bullish. It didn't flip back to red, and now we're seeing the momentum flip back to bullish right here. And again, likely we're going to attempt to break out. But like I said, we may get this pullback and then come in here, or we may just plow on through it and then back test. It could happen either way. Here, there's more work to be done. Likely see everything begin to turn back to bullish, and these signals begin to play out once we break the downward trend line and get back above that 200 period. The background is already turning back to green. So again, I think you got a good shot of it. We had that happen over here, but you got to get that breakout. You got to be able to clear the overhead resistance. You got to be able to clear the 200 period to turn this around. Bitcoin's going to be successful in doing so. Now, again, here, another indicator that I programmed to be very sensitive to turns with price. Here we're getting price turning, and we're getting the line turning back to blue. We break out. Again, you're going to see more and more signals, but this is very, very sensitive. Now, can give me false signals in that, like when we go sideways here or over here, we got some false signals and turn back to red. Here we started to turn, and it can't give me false signals, but I've made it very sensitive. I programmed it to be very, very sensitive when I wrote the program, telling me we're either going sideways or we're going to go up. One or the other. We're either going sideways or we're going up. That's what the signal's saying. Over here it was sideways. What's this? And I think you've got the double bottom here that's going to end up taking us higher. But all kinds of signals turning bullish on Bitcoin. Got to get that breakout. You got to be able to clear the overhead resistance now and break above the 200 period moving average. You do those things, a lot of signals are going to turn bullish. Seeing the bottoming signals, then momentum turned. Now we need the trend signals to begin to all turn. And these signals right here that are already starting to turn bullish could be suggesting we're about to see more and more signals turn bullish on Bitcoin. Just quickly, again, we're seeing momentum try to turn back to bullish here, but we got to see the trend turn back to bullish. You got to be able right here to turn it around by being able to clear the black line, being able to clear the ribbon right here. Now we did get above this line right here, but we've got to be able to stay above it, and we got to be able to clear the black line. We got to be able to clear this ribbon right here. And if you could do that, you're going to start flipping the background to green. You're going to start flipping all the signals, all the trend signals back to bullish. Again, Bitcoin's got a boatload of VWAP resistance directly overhead, horizontal resistance directly overhead. It's bouncing off major support. Again, the S&P and NASDAQ are doing the same thing. They're bouncing off major support. Bitcoin's bouncing off the previous high in March of 2024. It's bouncing off of that support level right there. Whoops, it went away, bouncing right off of that support level. We were just above it. We're also hitting the VWAP support from, guess where? The March high. That green line right there is the VWAP, anchored VWAP support from that peak. We're bouncing off of it. So again, you take out this level, you're doing major technical damage. Okay, and you're taking out Bitcoin's average price, you're taking out the 50-week moving average. You bounce off this level, that's bullish, but you got to be able to clear all of this resistance. You got the VWAP resistance levels from these highs and lows up at the tops here, and then again, horizontal resistance levels as well that I've talked about. So again, if we can clear the double bottom confirmation line, you can come up here and challenge these levels, maybe stall out, but again, eventually Bitcoin's going above 90,000 here into this area, and then above 100,000 up into this area up in here. Be aware that there's a lot of resistance, so there's going to be some work. You're probably going to see a wave 1 and a wave 2, and maybe that'll be a breakout and a back test. But again, I do think that Bitcoin is likely going to get a breakout very soon. We'll see if it pulls back first or not. I have the Bitstamp, and we got an actual hammer candlestick here, and it's that way some of the exchanges. So again, a bottoming tail. But peak a stinking boo again. Guess what? We have an accumulation signal. Look at that. The little green arrow. It's telling me there's accumulation going on over here. We had these distribution points back up at the top. We got some accumulation as we rose back up to go make the second peak, and now we get another one here, again likely marking a bottom. It's marked bottoms. The red show distribution, that has marked tops, and again we're likely going to this accumulation signal mark a bottom here and go higher. This is again the Bitcoin weekly chart. Absolutely incredible signals here, marking the points of accumulation, the points of distribution, and I think you're going to be going up into this upper boundary here. And again, like I said, you take your time. You can go into this 160, 170,000 range. Did I say 60 and 70? If I did say that, I meant to say 160, 170. I got that wrong. I apologize, but you know what I'm talking about. Above 150,000, you could go as high as the 160, 170,000 range. Up in here, depending on how long we take to reach this. But beautiful signal. Look at that. Gee, today is April 13th, and it's a bad day to be bearish on Bitcoin. Even if it pulls back, it's a bad day. Being told there's no way Bitcoin's going to go higher, no way the stock market's going to go higher, and again, you're likely about to see a melt up. Now, Bitcoin just closed out the Sunday session a few hours ago. Right now, it is just under 3 hours into the Monday trading session. And as we are now beginning the new week here with Bitcoin futures just opening on a Sunday, we're trying to get a bullish reversal of conditions, having bounced off of our 200 period moving average. Again, the Bitcoin price is gravitating towards it. Bitcoin futures is bouncing off of it. And we're trying to get a bullish reversal of conditions. Do you see the little blue arrow? Do you see that? Do you see that we're trying to get above the upper boundary of the cloud? If we close that way on Monday, then we will have a bullish reversal of conditions. And again, as we're doing that, pretty good chance we're breaking out of the downward trend line. Been warning you is coming. I told you we might get a pullback first, and if we get rejection here, we could still get a pullback before doing it. But again, we've likely bottomed. We're likely going to break out, and again, good chance you could do that for the Monday session. If we end up having the breakout fail, then you could pull back and then attempt to do it. But it's going to happen. And again, you can close this way above the cloud, getting a blue bar. You'll have a green cloud. That's what the arrow is meaning. You're trying to close above the cloud. And you'll have what I call a bullish reversal of conditions here with momentum. We're back above the 10 here. We're getting back above the 20. The bars are flipping to blue. We have a bullish divergence. We had one over here at this low right here. Now you've got another one right here. And again, if we can move into positive territory going forward, then that's going to be a very positive sign for Bitcoin. Got to get the MACD in positive territory. This is, again, Bitcoin futures. So we'll be watching. Can we get a bullish reversal of conditions? Now the futures, we had that to test the trend line with Bitcoin, and we have now Bitcoin futures up over 1.5% as we start the week off.